walk away with one thing, and that's why I'm trying to like pepper you with techniques and principles and different frameworks, ways to think about things. I'm hoping that it'll help make your jiu-jitsu a little bit better. From the top position, I was going to originally show you knee cut, but I think I'm gonna move on from that because knee cut is something that we all do stylistically a little bit different. There's a different pass that I like to do from half guard that I think might be fun, that maybe some of you guys haven't seen. So we're going to start with Claire on her back, and I've just come up from sweeping, okay? When I think about passing guard, if I can pass guard with one knee on the ground, it's easier because if Claire's legs are both free, she can kind of cover a wide area of space. So if I'm able to pin one leg to the ground, it actually reduces half of her guard, okay? I was not a very good math student, but these things I know. So as soon as I come up, even though I said keep your jiu-jitsu to yourself, I'm in control, I have full awareness of my position, so now I'm gonna look to orient my grip on the inside of her knee, shove it to the ground, and I wanna pin, okay? I'm sitting on her leg. Now, I could show you an ideal pass that I would just try to take very quickly from here, but a lot of the times our partners are not going to want to give us something that quickly. So even though I've pinned her legs, Claire's gonna do a good job closing her guard, and she's now got a good half guard on me. Very common way that we get stuck. And we might spend a good 5-6 minutes trying to battle this out. She's got a very active guard, I'm having trouble passing it. When we pass the guard, we have to think about what we're actually passing. I know this sounds silly, but like we've come a long way in 22 years. And when I first started learning about guard passing, I didn't even understand what the guard was. Like it was just this word that was used, and they're like, go to guard. And I was like, okay, I'll go on my back. But it took a long time before someone actually said it, and I was like, oh, okay. The guard is the legs. It's the two legs. And we take that for granted sometimes. Like it's good to iterate, it is the legs. And so when I'm in half guard, I am one leg in between her legs. And I say this with no shame, and I say this because we have some beginners in the room. If you don't know a question, if you don't know an answer, just ask the question. There's no stupid questions in jiu-jitsu. You have to ask so you fundamentally know where you're walking from or you're coming from. So I'm in her half guard. She's closed the guard. And the way I used to pass half guard was to go head in arm control, right? Smash the crap out of my partner's face by, giving her the shoulder justice, grading her cheek on her mouth, and hiking my hips up in the air and walking away. Now, I might get away with passing like that. There's certainly things that work here, like I'm walking my hips away from her guard, but I'm also crossing my spine over my partner's spine, and I'm fixating to one point, which is her upper body. And this is pretty dangerous for me, right? Because now I've off-leveled my hips. So when I come up and I start to pass, if Claire poses her inside hand on my hip, and she turns abruptly to the side, there's actually a very good chance I'm going to get tossed over. Claire's smaller than me. Okay, so if she can do that, I guarantee you, Mike can do that. Okay, and Mike's, there's another Emily somewhere. Okay, so principally, what I want to talk about is like the way that we pass guard and sort of like the lanes that we have. So if I look at Claire straight on, this is what I would call lane 2. This side is lane 1, and this is lane 3. You could call them apples, oranges, and bananas. I don't care, but it's a distinction of 3 different lanes. So when I pass guard, I don't want to go like right down the middle and stay down the middle. It's unstable. Her hips are there. Okay? So when I think about passing, when I'm here, the more I can try to keep my assets in one lane and not her lane, the better it will be for me. I don't want my hips to go into her apples, okay? So when I'm here, this is the type of pass that controls the upper and the lower body. Upper meaning like the shoulders and head region, lower meaning down below the hips. Most passes will control one or the other. Not all passes will do both. So if you can do both, it's a more secure pass, okay? So when I get to half guard, I'm here. Claire might be going to frame on me, right? She doesn't want to be passed. And I'm going to do my best to snake through her frame and get a deep underhook, deep underhook or cross face on her face. The way that I like to hold cross face is not to dump my weight on top of her, because you can see when I do this, my weight shifts forward and it brings my hips onto, like over her lane, over her spine. So the way I like to do it is I get into a good position, I have a deep underhook, I'm gonna walk my fingers across her shoulder line, and you see when we do that, Claire's ear comes closer to her shoulder. Not face smash. I walk my fingers like a spider across the mat, the shoulder line. Now when her ear is close to her shoulder, I'm going to bring my deltoid to my forearm. And this, without smashing her cheek into her teeth, will control her head direction, which will make it hard for her to come back into me, okay? My second hand, the one that's free, right? Because otherwise, like a lot of us will play here and we never want to move from here because we go, thank God I got up. I'm not going to go back down. I'm just going to hold and pin my partner. But if you hold all your assets together, your assets being your feet, your hands, your head, you can't do anything. So I secure the position with my shoulder. I take my hand that's free and I'm going to actually shoot it between Claire's legs. When I shoot it between her legs, I'm going to grab the back of her pants. Okay, so if those of you that can't see on this side, you might want to come to this side. I'm looking to shoot my arm as deep as I can, and I'm grabbing the seam of her pants. So all the way up into where the cord is, right up the butt cheeks. Okay, so I'm here. It's a pretty secure grip. Okay, this grip, I'm going to grab the lapel, her gi, or like right by the armpit. It's a pass that requires high tension. Okay, and this is really good for stubborn guards, people that you have a hard time passing, long legs. And what I'm going to do is, you can see I'm oriented towards her, but my body is firmly in lane 3. I'm not over her hips at all. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start to turn and walk my knee out. For some of you, this will be hard. This is not a pass that feels right. It feels like it's not going to work because, as I said, there's a lot of tension. Okay, so look, I'm on my side. I sit up and I walk my knee out if I can. I should not let go of these grips, guys. Never let go of a grip unless you have a better grip. Okay, there's another principle. Knee is free. I'm going to orient the knee down to the mat. You might not be able to see. Actually, I'll do this. I'm cradling Claire like a baby. Okay, so look, my knee's out, and then I'm going to drop my knee down to the mat. You see her body? Claire just went, oh dear. She's being very strong and brave, but I'm here. I orient this down. Her knee is on the mat. My knee is going to cut down. And then what's going to happen is I keep my grip, I drop my knee, I cut out, and I pass. It feels very bad for her. Okay? So when we're passing the guard, we have to pass the ankles, the knees, and the hips. This pass gets all of that in one shot. What hurts us all the time in guard is we go here, I'm passing, then my partner's knee comes back in. Now I'm not passing. Now I have to get past this knee. Okay, clear the knee out. Okay, boom. Circle your leg back in. Put your foot up here if you can. Good. Now I'm not passing. Now I have to get rid of this again. Boom. Okay. Well, here. Now I've eliminated the risk of the foot and the knee becoming a problem. And I just have to widen my grip, drop my hips back, grab between the pant seams. Okay? Keep the secure grip. This is a better pass if you have less slack here. If I'm grabbing by the near side shoulder, Claire's going to be able to make a frame. I don't want that. I need to close the distance. Not face smash, but close the distance. Cradle your partner like a baby. Do not let the grip go. Shake your knee out. Then cut your knee down. Drop the knee and come out the side. Okay? Claire can stop being tortured now. Ready? 1, 2, 3.